rivalry game at its best. You know, the Chino Hills fans behind us have been here since about an hour and 15 minutes before the game was supposed to start. We did not see Chino Hills warm up out on the field. They warmed up in the baseball field. Ayala was doing their warm-ups. Last time we saw Ayala, we did not see Jordan Robinson. Tonight you will see Jordan Robinson. He was out there working out. He was throwing the ball with Brian Mayette. In addition to that, you got a couple other weapons for Ayala on offense. This is an upstart team. They want to win this game. They're 1-0 in the Sierra League. Chino Hills, on the other hand, they're 0-1 in the Sierra League. They got beat pretty good by Charter Oak last week. Their fortunes are going to go the way Matt Simko goes. If he can get them rolling like he did early in the season when they played against Fish Vermont, some of the other teams that they faced, that's what you need to see if you're a Chino Hills fan. Can Ayala do what Charter Oak did last week and defend him, knock him down, push him around, and not let him hit his weapons, Jack Austin and Joseph Locke? That's going to be the key. Just like we talked to Coach Randy Reams just before the game from Ayala, he said, limit mistakes, limit turnovers.
Tonight it's going to be a great matchup, huge rivalry here in the city of Chino Hills, Battle of the Bone. Stay tuned here for highlights and interviews after the game.
It would be the Battle of the Bone. Chino Hills and Ayala. These two teams have been meeting for the last 10 years. This is the 10th anniversary of the rivalry. Chino Hills holds the lead in the series 6-3. It was the opening kickoff, and on the opening series they would get it. Pretty good field position, started from their own 35. It would end up with Louis Napoles finishing off a 10-yard touchdown run. It would make it 7-0 Chino Hills. They would never relinquish the lead. After a 3-and-out, Matt Simko goes to Jack Austin, his favorite receiver, for 31 yards. That's the first of his 2 TDs, and it's a 14-0 lead. Ayala would get a nifty little run by R.J. Cardenas. He has to work a little bit, but he gets into the end zone, and they cut the lead down to 14-7. Chino Hills is going to get the ball back, and it's the running of Louis Napoles. He ran for over 160 yards on the evening, and he would help set up the next Chino Hills touchdown with this big run. It would be a Matt Simko 1-yard keeper, making the score 21-7. On the next possession, Brian Mayette throws this right into the arms of Trent Goins. He fumbles it at the end, but Chino Hills would recover it. They would get it at their own 25, and it would lead to Louis Napoles once again into the end zone. 27-7 lead Chino Hills at this point. Jordan Robinson was pretty quiet till this point. He's going to get this little pass, run it into Chino Hills territory to keep the drive alive. And then it's Dane Cruikshank. He's going to take this sweep and go untouched into the end zone, cutting the lead 27-14. Matt Simko and Jack Austin were in sync all night, and this pass right at the end of the half would lead to a little swing pass over to Michael Oriantes. He gets it into the end zone. It's 33-14. They got a 2-point conversion that made it 35-14 at the half. Then Ayala would come out on fire. Dane Cruikshank's going to catch this touchdown pass to make the score 35-21. And then once again, it's right to the ground. Cruikshank is going to get this swing pass. He's going to go 55 yards all the way down to the Chino Hills 1-yard line. And from there, that would lead to Jordan Robinson going around the end into the end zone, cutting the lead to 35-27. But when Chino Hills gets the ball back, Matt Simko once again going to his favorite target. Jack Austin does most of the work on this all the way into the end zone, making it 42-21. Simko would get another touchdown pass, this one to Elijah Taylor, making it 49-21. 21 Chino Hills. Ayala would get the ball back. Jordan Robinson, with this run coming right at you, is going to set up Brian Mayette, who scrambles for 12 yards, ends up in the end zone. Knee touches right there, but no one touched him, so we're playing.
Huge win tonight for the Chino Hills Huskies. The final score was 49-34. Let's talk to head coach Derek Buzz.
No team in this rivalry has won 4 games in a row. Talk about your guys' effort tonight.
You know what? More than anything, we want to concentrate on our kids coming out and playing the way we knew we were capable of playing. We didn't do that last week, and we kind of kicked ourselves for it. We knew we had to come out, and Ayala's a good football team. They've got tons of talent over there. To get 4 in a row, you know, there's nobody at that school that's beat this football team at the varsity level, which is great.
It seems like every time when you guys score over 40 points and you give time to Simko, that is the key for your offense. Talk about them.
No question. I mean, you give that kid time, and he can pick you apart. I think the nice thing tonight was, as compared to last week, tonight we picked up blitz as well. Our offensive line played real well, and when they went man coverage, we were going to pay for it. That's the stuff that we've got to do on offense.
This was almost a must-win situation. You cannot go 0-2 in the Sierra League. Talk about what you told your team at halftime.
We knew it wasn't going to be over. They've got a lot of fight over there. They've got a lot of pride in those kids. We knew this was going to be over. It's a rivalry game. Our kids came out in the second half a little bit, but we played well enough to win in the second half, and it was a good victory for Chino Hills.
Congratulations.
Tough loss tonight for the Ayala Bulldogs. Let's talk to head coach Randy Ream.
Talk about the heart and the fight in your team.
You know, our team's never going to give up. It doesn't matter if we're down 1, if we're down 20, or we're up 20. We're always going to fight and battle. They proved it tonight that they're going to come out and play, and you know, I can't be more proud of my kids.
Talk about the momentum swing. You guys scored 2 scores back in the beginning of the third quarter. Talk about the feeling that you guys had.
You know, we had a heck of a halftime speech and got fired up a little bit. Obviously, scored 2 quick times and had a chance to come back. And you know, they got a key stop there, and you know, it is what it is.
This is a tough league. You know, not a lot of teams go undefeated in that league. You guys are still in this. Let that win the game. Talk about you guys as an outlet going forward.
As far as I know, this was the next game. Now we're looking forward to the next one. To me, it doesn't matter. You know, this game's over. It's done. It's in the past now. So you know, we're gonna move on to Charter Oak. We're gonna do the best we can to prepare for Charter Oak, and you know, come out with a victory there.
Well, good luck with that, coach.
Thank you.
Leading the Huskies tonight offensively was once again quarterback Matt Simko. Let's hear what he has to say.
Game, especially after losing last week against Charter.
Yeah, we were really upset all week that we lost Charter Oak, but we just had to refocus ourselves this week because we know we had a big problem because Ayala's a good team. And we just had to stay focused all week, and we just practiced very good this weekend. It showed in the game. Offense did really good, and defense stopped in a few moments.
You were relatively untouched. We didn't get to you too much. You had a lot of time to throw. What were you seeing out there a lot of times?
You know, Coach Bechtel, he told me just make my reads this week and I'll do fine. Because last week we kind of went away from our reads, but this week we did make good reads, and my line game like fitted the time to block. It was amazing back there, and they did a great job tonight. So did my running backs blocking too.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Scoring touchdowns tonight for the Huskies was wide receiver Jack Austin. Let's hear what he has to
That win
say.
tonight for you guys that are seniors, that means that you guys have beaten Ayala 4 years. Talk about what that means, that rivalry of the city.
You know what? More to me than anything, it's just a win for our school, a win for our city. I mean, I can't even describe, I can't even put into words how much this means to our school and just our spirit.
You guys had a tough week last week. You've been injured. Talk about your ankle and how you feel in this game, how you felt in the second.
You know what? Ever since the Bishop Mob game, my ankle doesn't factor in the game. The adrenaline starts pumping, and I start the game, and I don't feel it at all. And I play my game, and that's all I got to do.
Losing to Charter Oak last week, you guys were 0-1. There was no way that you guys could go down 0-2, especially to a rival. Talk about the urgency that you guys have in the locker room on this team.
You know what? We came back on Monday. The coach said it simply: we have to win this game. It's the biggest game we'll probably play on this field since it's a rivalry game, and we came out and we got it done.
Congratulations.
Leading the rushing attack tonight for the Huskies was Louis Napoles. Let's hear the assistant.
Really talk about what this game means to you guys, to beat your rival, also to get back into the win column in the CA League.
To get a win like this with our rivals is a big thing because it shows we're the best in the city. And we know that what we did last week wasn't us. We came out flat. This game we really wanted to pound it to them, and that's what we did today. And getting us back in the CA League gives us more confidence now. We'll start what we do.
What were they doing, or what weren't they doing, Ayala, to stop you guys out there today? What was really working for you guys?
What was working for us is our fast tempo. Our fast tempo is everything. It gets them tired on the D line, and our offensive line is used to it in practice. They fire up their blocks and
was 49-34. The Chino Hills Huskies do win this rivalry game of the Battle of the Bone. Both teams now are 1-1 in the Sierra League. Next week, Ayala will be taking on Charter Oak, while the Chino Hills Huskies will be taking on Claremont. I'm Courtney Pond, reporting for the Tribune.